The proposal, if passed, would see elections of local councils in 2016 by supporters lining up behind a candidate, his or her poster or agent. The cabinet proposal presented before the Parliamentary Committee on Local Government by the Minister of Local Government, Mwesige, did not, however, go down well, with lawmakers pointing to a likely ignition of domestic violence in homes by the cabinet proposal once Parliament passes it into law.
If it is transparent, if it is cheap, why aren't we having it even for members of Parliament? We stand and people line up for Mwesige, the other ones line up for Kabwejera, and people see who has the longer line.
Why should we go back to that backward, prim, stony age things? When you are, yeah, it's a stony age thing really, standing behind. I want to, like my colleague here just put it. My wife might have a different view. And if she doesn't stand behind me, you can rest be assured in the evening what will happen.
Because this one will not encourage active participation of those who have fears of being victims at the end of the process.
Whereas this section of MPs seems to be opposed to the cabinet proposal, some MPs seem to be in support of the proposal, basing their argument on transparency as opposed to the democratic demands of privacy.
Let people line up and we see who is voting who. What do we fear? If Mr. Mutiabule votes for another person, what is the problem? And are all husbands and wives going to stand anyway?
That is not something that we can think about. If cabinet approved it, it's very unfortunate. This is not a thing that we should even waste our time talking about in this meeting. When we lost 20 years with no democracy. Now we are trying to build democracy. And then you go back to that old backward thing. No, not at all.
The mode of election, Honorable Mate, is not primitive, it's constitutional. It's unfair to say it's primitive, it's constitutional. And democratic because it has a constitutional basis. If Parliament agrees that we go lining up, that's democratic because it has a constitutional basis.
In spite of this, government proposal is based on cutting costs.
We did not have funds for what you call census. We waited. Why can't we wait and collect the money? And when I looked at the figures, if they are correct, you can give us the figures, really. It's not all that much, every 5 years.
With tied hands because the amount of money available for implementing this law has been clearly stated by the Treasury. And I have tabled the certificate in Parliament. I really don't have any authority to overstretch, to stretch the budget beyond what the Treasury has given me and beyond what Cabinet has approved.
However, under Article 68 of the Constitution, Mwesige says the presidential and parliamentary elections will remain under secret ballot box voting method.
From the requirements of Clause 1, that it shall be held by secret ballot. So the answer is that the presidential and parliamentary elections can't be held by lining up because the Constitution here has clearly ring-fenced them.
Whereas there are controversies involved in having the local council 1 and 2 elections held in 2016, Uganda last had an LOC election in 2002. Since then, LOC 1 and LOC 2 at village and parish levels have been operating illegally without constitutional powers to preside over leadership in their areas of jurisdiction and as well resolve local disputes at village or parish levels. Timothy Bassi, Television, Parliament.